the reason.
I'm gonna say that.
Hubert, for Seth to be the one that in the end hits that shot.
It's perfect. He was the one.
Why do you say that?
Because during this time of NIL and transfer portal, having a kid as accomplished as Seth to stay at one school for 4 years, that shot was made by the perfect person at the right time. He's deserving of being remembered forever, of the commitment and the devotion that he's made to his teammates, to this program, to this university, and to this community. Couldn't have gone to a better person. And I'm so proud and so happy for him in this moment.
Andrew, then Aaron.
Down 12 at the half, 11, 2 minutes into the second half. The numbers didn't look good for you guys, but you still found a way. How did you find a way? What was maybe some kind of common thread in there that you guys were able to find?
Yeah, we continue to fight. You know, we were down, but I think one of the things that we were missing is, you know, we didn't join the fight. Every 50-50 loose ball they were getting, whether the ball was going up in the air, on the ground, they were the first ones to get it. And we just continue to stick to it. Every time that we got knocked down, not only did we get back up, we kept taking a step forward. And as we continue to cut into the lead, our confidence just got better on both ends of the floor. Our execution got better. Our stops got better. Our communication on defense got better. Our rebounding got better. Our simple and sound plays on the offensive end got better. And then Henry stepped up. I mean, he had 0 rebounds, defensive rebounds in the first half. He had a double-double in the second half. And so his ability to dominate points in the paint for us was huge. And, you know, Caleb kept us around in the first half. And then, you know, Henry, Derek hit some threes, Seth, other guys joined the party, and it was a team effort.
Aaron, then Brendan.
Hubert, what were you hoping on that last sequence? What was the primary option on that shot? I don't know if dribble was like a primary option or if that was sort of the release valve.
No, there were a number of options. There was a play that we can run side out of bounds, and we can also run half court. It's usually half court, but we can run it side out of bounds. And so, you know, wanted to get something to the basket. Derek was able to do that. We love putting Caleb in ball screens and rim running and rolling towards the basket. It's a nice luxury to have a big like Henry that can pop in those situations. And we work on this. One of the options is if the defender comes in, it's skip to the corner, opposite corner. And Derek's pass was amazing. He checked down all the options, and the one option that was open, his defender came over and helped, and he skipped it to the corner. And we work on that every day. So it was one of the options in that play, and Seth stepped up and knocked down the shot.
We've got about 8 in the queue, so just don't raise your hand right now. Brendan and Rob.
Hubert, yesterday when we asked Caleb about his legacy and the mark he wanted to make in this rivalry, he said nobody cares unless you win. What did you think of his performance overall and what he sort of said about himself and where he deserves to be in the face of this rivalry?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he basically put us on his back in the first half. You know, I felt like, for whatever reason, I just felt like we were a little tight or a little too amped up. There it is, a little too amped up. And as a result of that, I felt like we were making mistakes on both ends of the floor, making mistakes on switches that we've done, not just against Duke, but number of teams. And so we were giving up layups, putting them on the free throw line, wide open threes. And he's the one that kept us close. And, you know, his confidence, his ability, like you talked about him wanting to, like, he doesn't talk about me. He never talks about me. He's always talking about we, and he's always talking about which is the University of North Carolina men's basketball program. And that's what drives him. And so when you have that with the giftedness that he has out there on the court, that's something that's pretty good. And I'm really happy for him too.
Rod,
He was here last 2 years ago. The last time we won, it was on his recruiting trip with Cormac, Harrison, Armando, and RJ, and he was here. And he wanted to be a part of that. And so to see him out there on the court and to be able to experience it himself, very happy for him.
Rod and Brian.
Hubert Seth is your four-year player, your
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
With him, he got emotional saying he wanted to be a part of these moments. With him making that final shot, how fitting is that? And what was the celebration like? What was going through your mind when it left his hands?
Yeah, I'm still a little numb right now. I just I was looking at something on Instagram. I just wanted to see the last shot and see what happened here, because it was wild to hit the shot. People storming the floor, family members on the floor, .4 on the clock, trying to figure out how to defensively stop because a lot of things can happen in .4 seconds, and then storm the floor again. And so, as I said before, it happened to the perfect person. And he should be celebrated. What he's meant to me, what he's meant to this team and this program, the commitment that he has for this place. He's another person that wanted to be a part of the we and the thee. And he'll be remembered for the rest of his life in Carolina history. And I couldn't think of a better person to have that with him.
Murph and Beckett.
Two quick ones. How often does, when you run that play in practice, does it get skipped to the corner? And then secondly, I know we've asked a lot about Seth, but to suffer that injury that he suffered earlier this year looks like a pretty gnarly, scar that he's got on that arm. Did you think his career was over at any point?
No, not at all. I didn't think his career was over.
Did you think he could get back and really help you?
100%. Yeah, 100%. Knew he would be back, and while he was out, other guys would step up and it would make us even deeper. And so when he came back, it's a luxury to have that experienced type of player who can make elite plays on both ends of the floor. And honestly, we make that play a lot in practice. We really do. That play, that pass, and that shot is literally something that we work on every day. And so there's a reason why Derek threw it there, because he knew a teammate was going to be there, and Seth was in the perfect spot.
Three more. Beckett, then Sarah, then Michael Coe. Oh, I'm sorry, Katie, or Spencer, you were like four more. Go ahead. Beckett.
I don't know if you were planning to take Seth out when you picked up that third foul, but it seemed like maybe he was asking to stay in the game. If you're comfortable sharing what that conversation was like.
Well, obviously I want Seth out there on the floor, and also I was trying to give him a little bit of rest as well. He does so much for us. Just give him a little bit of rest. I was trying to find time to give him, Henry, Caleb rest. I don't want to play him 40 minutes, but I don't want to take him out either. Okay, and so Seth and I have a great relationship. It wasn't anything in depth. It was just I knew that wanted to make sure that he stayed out of foul trouble and wanted to give him a little bit of rest so that he can finish the game.
Sarah, then Michael.
Hubert, was there anything that you said during halftime that you think helped lead the team to that second half performance?
No, it's all them. It's nothing by me. Nothing. The wins go to them and the losses go to me. It is what it is, and it's all them. And so it was great. We talked about the mistakes that we're making, that we can fix those mistakes, and we have the ability to make changes. And so that's a good thing. When you have problems and you can't fix them, you don't have the ability to fix them, then you're real in problem. That was the exact opposite for us. And if we just started to execute on both ends of the floor, I felt confident that we can get back in the game. I was interviewed by ESPN, and they asked me the same question, and I gave them that answer. And I said, if we do that, we'll get back in the game. And they did, not me, they did.
Michael and then Spencer.
Hubert, what does it say about this team's grit and its toughness, where you're trailing for 38, 39 minutes, you're down by 6 with 2.5 to go, and yet you're sitting here with the guys making their way to Franklin Street?
Yeah, it's great ammunition for me to let them know what it looks like what perseverance looks like, what toughness looks like, what staying and sticking together looks like, what being a team looks like. And so great examples of all that for these guys that we can pull from, cling to, lean on to allow us to reach our full potential as a team. And really happy for them.
Last one,
obviously.
for Coach Spencer.
Yeah, Hubert, you've talked to us about how as a freshman, you didn't even want to talk, you didn't want to open your mouth. Tonight, you've got, two of your most important players being Derek and Caleb out there making the final play. Can you kind of just talk to their first, Duke Carolina and the ability to step up in the moment as a freshman?
Yeah, I mean, they're just, obviously being at this level, being at North Carolina and playing in these type of games, the light is bright and there's nowhere to hide. And, Caleb and Derek, they don't run from it. They run towards it. And, for them to be able to have that experience, even though that I didn't want to go my freshman year, I actually did go in. My Coach Lebo twisted his ankle. I was out of the rotation. He twisted his ankle before the first game that we played against Duke at Cameron. And then I was in the rotation and I had to play. And we ended up winning. Duke was like #1 team in the country, and I got to experience that and got to experience Frankel Street for the first time, and that's what I want for our guys too.
Thank you, Coach Davis.
Okay.
Thanks, Hubert.
Bubba
Appreciate it.
has
Thanks,
a comment that he wants to talk about, so let Bubba jump in here.